Salute, this is Jeff.
This is David.
Hello, David. Would you like to do something we haven't done in a long time, which is a boss guide?
Yeah, I would.
You know, I was gonna be like, oh, I'd actually like the Crisis Core remake. It's pretty good. Like, should we do like a first impressions? Like, nah, the time didn't work on that. I was like, well, we could do like a recommendation video. And I did spend a long time, and I did beat the super boss at the end before like chapter 3 or something. Chapter 4. I was like, this seems like I turned this into content. So let's turn it into content.
Let's turn it into content.
Also, spoilers for the super boss that is at the end of Crisis Core.
Yeah.
If you're wondering about the plot of Crisis Core, I am too, because I haven't done any of it yet. This is completely just a gameplay thing that is entirely a side quest. Minerva is going to be our target.
Okay.
We get to see, this is what we need to beat. This is why it's starting the video.
We need 75,000 damage and 75,000 MP.
How to beat Minerva before getting the Buster Sword. Crisis Core Union. This is what we're doing. We need to get 200. We need to max our vitality and spirit so that we can only take 75,000 damage. That is the thing that makes the fight especially difficult. It's that you have to max them so that when you have also barrier and magic barrier equipped at the same time as the max stats, it only does 75,000. So this is basically a check to see if you've maxed out the spirit, which is magic defense, vitality, which is physical defense, and also health with the limit breaks on the health all the way up to 99,000. Anyways, we do need to make some stuff first, though.
Right.
So in the Materia Fusion of the game here, we can see I've got a Costly Punch. That's going to be a cornerstone of our strategy because it does typeless damage. So it'll do max damage without expending MP or anything. It just uses a little bit of your health, but we'll be regenerating health. You can see right now it says Spirit plus 67. The maximum value for any individual materia is 100. Or 999 if it's HP, but that is just an order of magnitude. This is they're correlated. So I'm looking through the list here, and you can see that there's some fusion items here. Yeah. These are the ones that will change the effect.
Okay.
So Mithril is the one that will get more spirit.
+1 spirit, yeah.
So it'll be like, oh, you +1 spirit, and then we obviously don't have enough at the moment. We have a lot more dark matter. But dark matter turns it into magic bonus. We don't need magic bonus. So we're going to get dark matter, even though it gives a magic bonus, by going into mission 766. The Determined Recruiter. The reason for this is that we can convert with just one piece of fusion material, convert it to any of the other types, and unless it's already at maximum. So our goal here is to get the easiest to get sort of item, and then just use that, make it plus 99 magic, and then convert it with just one single spirit item. So we don't have to worry about farming a bunch of other stuff.
Okay.
This particular mission, what we're looking for is I think they're called lesser worms.
Right.
And we're just going to be every time a lesser worm appears, it's with 3. There's 3, and then there's like a frog. We're going to be using Jeweled Ring. That's really the most important thing of this, is the Jeweled Ring, which doubles item drops. So here's a little map. I got a fun little overlay here. The overlays, those are where fights happen.
Right.
You can kind of see it's like hallways and rooms.
Yeah.
So we go into the middle of a room. We cast Darkness Spell, or whatever you have, that as long as it kills them instantly. Dark Matter times 6, that's what we're looking for. Oh. So there, now we have +6 to a stat, kind of. Unfortunately, it's not just, those guys that appear.
Right.
So it's good to know how to escape, look away so that they're less aggressive, and kind of slide across, slide across. so that the stupid ostriches don't just peck your brains out.
Don't just gank you, yeah.
The Moog's Amulet is the other one. So we're always getting rare drops and we're always getting doubles. So anytime we see those little guys, the three
right, you're
worms,
guaranteed.
Guaranteed 6. And I'm using Darkness here, as mentioned. Darkness is it casts from HP and it does untyped damage or vitality. But there's a lot of things that'll instantly kill these things. So this is not a huge deal. So we got a whole bunch of dark matter. But the other factor is SP, which is just the fusion resource, basically.
It is another currency.
Yeah, another currency, but the amount you need to get the higher levels, it gets very steep. So basically, to get all 100 points, you need about 800,000. So we're at 120,000 right now.
Yep, I see that.
In order for this to be most efficient, we need to be able to kill max vitality enemies. The enemies are called movers, but their gimmick is that they have basically infinite defense. So you have to hit them with something that bypasses defense.
Okay.
So we're gonna need damage limit break, so we do more than 9,000 because they have like 70,000 health. So brutal is an example, or there's other things that can do it. You don't have to have Genji equipment, and darkness is typeless, so I'm just gonna mostly use that. Also, it attacks very quickly.
Yeah, I saw that.
You could get Ultima, but Ultima kind of sucks because it takes like 5 seconds to cast. Don't have time for that.
No. Man,
so this is what we want to see. This little guys. We're gonna get 20,000 per enemy in the encounter with those guys.
Oh, holy crap!
So there we got 100,000. Hooray! Look how happy Zach is. We're gonna cross over to the next room. We didn't get in a fight. Cross back over to the room. Eventually this will become 100% encounter rate for each of these rooms as we go back and forth. So this is extremely fast. This is another great one because we'll get another 100k because it's the 5 enemies. The other one is that you'll see a claw enemy with 2 of the mover enemies. You'll still get 60k. Perfectly fine. So this is just a loop going here to here to here. So this is the one with the 2 of them and the Ultima casting.
Scissor Devil.
Ignore that for now.
Yeah,
just ignore it. We're gonna ignore Ultima for now, but
yeah, frickin'. How old am I? Like 12?
Frickin'
Death Claw from Final Fantasy V.
Darn it!
That
yeah,
thing.
Death Claws for sure. So this whole process is extremely fast, and these little Deathclaw guys, because they're so close, like you just look away, so they're less aggressive. Slide across. They didn't quite get the slide on that one, but you understand it.
Yeah.
And this farm from 100 to 800,000 in total, which there'll be some editing around it, but it only took like 3 minutes. So look, we got 400.
Literally 104 seconds later, yeah,
which is being displayed in the background. Hey, there we go. We got enough to make our ultimate sort of one piece of ultimate materia. And as a bonus here, if we use the jeweled ring, which I did just because they're fun, you get mithril armlets. You sell them for a bunch of money. You don't really need money for much. There's a few things that are expensive, but whatever.
Yeah.
And then save before fusing in case you screw up. I'm not saying I screwed up, but I thought I did, but I didn't. But I thought I did.
So it's
fortunately it tells you what you're gonna get. Costly punch is example here.
Yeah.
The normal strategy, and there are much more thorough guides on actually just from 13 years ago, literally from the PSP version that they still work on like game FAQs. So those will still work for like figuring out what kind of things, but it'll tell you what the result is before you make it. So it's not, you don't have to just do a guide. Anyways, we're specifically going to go up to 1 point less than maximum.
Okay.
As mentioned, because we want to convert the last point into spirit, which is the one we're looking for. So this is an intermediate step.
Okay.
So we've got Magic 99, which we do not want.
Don't care about that.
So we do want to keep the same one, but we want to keep it at the same type of materia.
Yeah.
And a lot of these yellow ones here will create the same one. Problem is that it's saying magic plus 100. That's because the effect is
magic.
higher.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a plus 50% is considered plus 5 in the grand scheme of things. So it's maxing it out. So what we actually need is, which I'll eventually figure this out instead of just being like, oh, dang, I really should have saved, was to get one of the materia that has a base bonus on it. So like even this, like the Goblin Punch here, the one that's mastered, has less of the attack value, so it's more useful to us than the Goblin Punch that isn't mastered, because it has. So it's like, okay, whatever. I'm not using Goblin Punch is just a lesser effective version of Caustic Punch, so I don't need to.
So it's not
around.
like the Final Fantasy V Gunch.
Just one mithril, this piece, just kind of just slot it right in at the end. Just
suddenly.
Okay, now we get Spirit 100 on a piece of materia, and just repeat that for what you need. Vitality and Spirit are the ones that are going to Vitality, Spirit, and HP up by 2,000 is what's going to get you to the value CD. We do need to learn how to dodge Ultima, though, because the boss can use Ultima, but you don't need to worry about that, because Ultima is easy to dodge, and we're going to show you how.
Okay.
And these steps, the super boss doesn't want you to know.
Oh, okay.
We're going to wait till the sparkles, and then we're just going to roll, because Zach doesn't care. In order to prove my point, I have also removed all of my equipment.
I saw that, yeah.
So, I do have re-raise on, so if I do make a mistake, it'll just revive me immediately. But also, you can just restart the battle, which is very convenient in this game.
Yeah.
Which I really love, is that at any fight, you can just start over, change your equipment. And because I could do that, I actually ended up changing my equipment probably more than every other JRPG in the last 10 years combined.
Yeah.
Of being like, oh, I need some more fire defense, instead of just being like, it's fine, just hit the attack button.
Yeah, they make it easy.
So there's a visual. The visual thing is kind of like the screen clearing particles.
Yeah.
But you can also cue off of the sound, like right there. So it's like that loud explosion part of the sound. Like you can do it without even looking at the screen, as the case of the fun editing there is. But you also have godly iframes during jump attacks. So this is just doing the same thing. You just have an even wider window.
Oh gosh,
skipping Ultima. I'm more comfortable just because I did it more often using the dodge roll method. But we are going to be using jumps as our main dodge for the fight.
Okay.
Just because you got a lot of extra iframes, and also specifically we're going to be using aerial drain. So it gives you a bunch of iframes and also heals you. So it's going to be like healing our chip damage as we go through the fight.
Okay.
Anyways, now we know how to dodge Ultima. Let's learn how to get around all of the other moves. We got to cover the moves like a classic Dark Souls boss guide of old.
Is that 1,000,000 health?
It is
10 million health?
10 million.
Okay.
Krista, easy enough. Since we're using the extra iframes, all we're gonna do is we're gonna jump when the staff is sideways. Anyways, splash down. This one's really annoying. Yeah, horizontal. This one's really annoying because it's a two-part. There's a throw and then a spin. But it only happens when you get within the certain range. So you see the boss moves into position before starting the animation. This doesn't help if you're standing right next to them when they start the attack. But you can control when they're going to attack a lot of the times. Photon Feathers is 3 waves of homing missiles, which you just jump sort of when the first wave hits the ground, so that the second wave kind of shoots up, and it's like, okay, easy peasy. Hits the ground, your iframes take you through, the other ones are just kind of don't know where to go. They go around you, no big deal.
Okay.
Crimson Flare is annoying. Long startup, great for buffing. That's good. Annoyingly follows you. That's bad.
Oh, that's bad.
Fortunately, is. You can get cheeky shots in if you see the startup for that, but also you can just rebuff. This stupid thing will follow you around. Anyways, we'll be running away from it a lot. Blizzard. The raise the staff immediate jump. This one's pretty easy to dodge, unless, of course, you are already standing next to them, in which case you have to be very cognizant. Ultima we already covered, but here it is in, I guess, context. Denied. So we'll slow down just for the folks at home. Okay. I don't know if that actually helps or not, but there you go. Absolute Ward is an attack that'll be used in the last quarter of health or whatever. And we're just going to Mario Kart because literally it just makes immune to damage. But it runs out, so just follow around. Again, we're delaying the attacks because the attack doesn't start until you're within a certain range, or a timer goes down and then it'll just connect it. And also I ran into the fire specifically to get it off the field because it isn't an instant kill with the vitality and spirit we have. Oh. So it's easier to just get it off the field. And then finally, we come back to where we started. The Judgment Arrow is the limit break. We're not even going to bother trying to break it. We'd have to do probably another 50 million damage. So the only thing that's important there is get wall up so that we have magic barrier, and then heal yourself to full, and then immediately recast a Phoenix down because Judgment Arrow removes re-raise.
Oh.
You can't, if you have it on, it removes it at the beginning of the animation. So you can't life 3 your way through the attack.
You have
Here's my setup.
plus 2,000%.
Yes. So this is my setup here. We're going to be using Steel, Aerial Drain, Wall, Costly Punch. So Wall, we're just going to keep up at all times. The Genji equipment is actually means we don't use MP at all. So that doesn't even matter. Or AP, which is for physical skills.
Right.
So the strategy, we're going to start by stealing. This is recommended because the boss always gives you 99 Phoenix downs.
Oh, that's nice.
So you start by stealing, and then you have 99 to work with. And as long as you can get a re-raise off in between attacks, then you're pretty much easy peasy, safe throughout the whole fight. So that's our first goal, is going to be trying to get the steal in.
Good.
So we're going to be dodging attacks with the aerial drain, and trying to go yoink. It doesn't really matter how many times the steal fails. It's just part of the strat. Like there's not enough space in the accessory slots because we're using some Genji equipment to get
the infinite.
The infinite,
AP,
infinite
MP.
infinite AP. We're also using it to get the damage break. We're using it to get we're using another one, the Adaman, to get the HP limit break, and we're using the Diedrich, which is just like plus 100 to all stats. So you don't have to actually use as many of the stupid Materia Fusions to get where you want to be. Because even now there's wiggle room. So like there's a few pieces of materia that aren't actually helping. So like the attack stat even you don't really need it. Because Costly Punch doesn't scale off attack. But I max it out here because it's more fun.
Right, yeah.
So I haven't got it yet. Let me see. A little chip on the edge there.
There you go. 88.
Oh, there we go. Okay, 88. Okay, so it fills you up to 99, the max that you can carry. But as you can see, with the attack stat and the damage bonus, the aerial drain is getting us about 35k health back every time we jump through. And for the most part, we're going to try and get to costly punches. So this is the turn.
Each, or 100k each.
100k, yeah.
God.
So we can do about 230k per turn. This is basically a turn-based fight. They do an attack, and then you do your attack. So even though it's 10 million health, it only takes about 15 minutes to get through it.
Right, yeah.
The benefit of having, or apparently in the old version, the old American version of the game, PSP, you could quit and go back to a save point with all the stuff you got, so you could just get infinite Phoenix Downs. That is not true anymore. If you leave the battle, it resets you to before the battle started. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. That's fine.
Yeah. So what was the point of? Oh yeah, go ahead. The strats for the limit breaks. I was about to get to that, but basically you can always have 99 Phoenix Downs, which makes it easy to practice, even if you don't have the vitality yet. because Phoenix Downs will auto revive you even if you miss and you only have 1 health and you get murdered. It's fine.
Okay.
So the strategy for the limit breaks, right now I'm just kind of using them willy-nilly, but you can use limit breaks to cancel any attack that is coming out of Minerva. Except for the limit break. You can't cancel the Judgment Arrow.
Right.
But you can use it to, like, get rid of that annoying attack if you don't want to just cancel
Dodge.
through it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Cisne limit break is the one that set the stupid reels are so dumb in this game.
Yeah.
It sets the digital mind wave to heavenly, so you get a better chance of getting limit breaks. And you can stock limit breaks in this game, just one at a time, but you can use them when you want to, which is nice. So we have full health, and we have refreshed our wall, and the wall spell is, you know, just giving us magic barrier and barrier so that we can live.
Yay!
Now we want to get potion, Phoenix Down, and then we want a potion. Phoenix Down first, then potions. Also Aerith, which is the new localized name for her. That's fine.
Yeah.
That's what they decided on. Her limit break is great because it gives you about 15 seconds of invincibility.
Oh, nice.
So right now I'm just going to town.
You're just going.
No worries. It's that you just, but always watch the icon in the bottom left above your health bar. It's the little sparkles on the end there, and you can see it's about to run out because it's kind of like, okay, and now it's gone.
Okay. Now's when you use airstrike, or do you even bother with that?
I don't know if I even bother with that.
Oh.
I use some of the summons just because they're kind of fun.
Can use Antetsu?
It does not instant kill this boss.
Dang.
I know. It was like, well, yeah, I figured that'd be the case. It was worth a shot. So you can kind of keep so like that case where I'm starting to get like pummeled by the multi-hits.
Then you use that to break that up. Yeah.
You can use it, break it a little bit. It's more like a good cancel or dodge cancel or something.
Mm-hmm.
Fortunately, with the maxed out vitality and spirit, no individual attack can kill me from full health.
Right. Yeah.
So there's a lot of opportunity for they're like there. I'm like, I don't want to dodge it. We'll just get some free hits in, and then is canceled. No big deal.
Yeah.
At the amount of health we have, I just use high potions. They work just fine. Give me like 40,000 health. No big deal. Got a bunch of them, just kind of sitting around.
Yeah.
I mean, there's other ways to handle it. Oh, it's our first ultimate cast. Boop. Anti-magic, I mean, it works like Absolute Ward, except the Costly Punch isn't magic.
Magic,
damage, so
yeah,
it
it's
doesn't do anything.
non-type physical, right?
Exactly. It's a non-type, non-physical, so it's actually just non-type damage.
It's not physical
period.
either. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. It's like special untyped damage. But I really do like the aerial drain because it helps with the healing, the chip
off.
damage.
Yeah.
The Costly Punch is always doing damage to your HP, but you're constantly regenerating it with the aerial drain. Plus, I mean, the iframes they're just great.
Yeah.
It's good stuff. At the end here, when it's this is the final phase, like less than a third maybe.
Mm-hmm.
The boss gets faster, but what that really means is the downtime between choosing attacks.
Mm-hmm.
And I noticed that the most when chaining photon attack will almost immediately go into a flash staff, and the flash staff is very, very difficult to dodge when you are right next to the boss.
Right. Okay.
So I'm mostly getting away with just like one punch in between instead of two. Unless you have, unless you're running invincibility because of a limit break or something. That works fine.
Then you just go to town.
Mm-hmm. Then just get that off the field. I'm running away so that I know exactly when it's going to start, because it's going to start when I'm mid-range.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, no, I was just running away. That works too. Boop. I do like Krista the most because I feel it's the easiest to
punish.
To aerial dodge and brain. Like, okay, yeah. Immediately disengage, heal, and then just kind of wait. Blocking doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
Blocking, dodging, none of that matters. Let's get our Phoenix down back. Okay, re-raise is reapplied. No big deal.
Yep.
So it was good because that was what I was talking about. Low health Flash Staff came out almost instantly.
Instantly, yeah.
That's what the Phoenix Down was for. I was also half health because I hadn't quite fully restored.
Yeah.
So, but that's what the re-raise is for. It's overall a pretty relaxed fight. It's just the setup for having max stats basically being required. That's the only thing. I do want to watch Exaflare because I think it's dope.
Okay, Exaflare is... Oh, God.
It is the best kind of old-style, over-the-top Final Fantasy summon.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful. And it's just like...
I love how that Bahamut looked like he was designed by the Mega Man Zero.
Like, yeah.
Steam.
Yeah. Go ahead and dodge through that. Even after all that, the using straddling the moon and throwing a laser through it only did about 2/3 of the damage that Zack's mighty fist does. So,
it's a very angry punch, you know.
there's the photon feathers. There's the Flash Staff coming right off of it.
Yeah.
Now, another thing about the Flash Staff
what
is
am I?
It is. I think you've mentioned that before, but it's directional. So the Flash Staff, the boss has to be facing towards you, and then it will throw and catch. That's the 2-hit combo. It just does a whole bunch of hits.
Gosh.
So I was able to dodge a few more hits than normal by trying to roll around. It obviously didn't get all the way. But anyways, as long as I'm not getting instant killed, and then I can aerial drain my way back to full health.
Right.
And even now, when I'm in low health, I've got Phoenix down on, so it's fairly safe. It's just a matter of sort of not getting confused with the buttons.
Right.
So like, if you're like, oh, it's almost dead, I'm getting stressed, I forgot to select the Phoenix down, and you're using a potion instead, and then you die, that kind of thing.
Oh yeah, that's
can happen.
Frustrating. Yeah.
So it's just by trying to be very deliberate about where my item bar is placed. So like the left trigger, right trigger in the bottom.
Make sure you're highlighting the next thing you know you'll need.
Yes, so I was like, okay, I'll probably, if I remember to, I'll probably switch it back over to Phoenix Down. It's not necessary until I actually see the death animation happening, because there's plenty of time to reset while you're being raised. So.
Right.
But other than that, we're about done with the fight.
Ow.
Just an easy 10 million, no big deal. Oop.
Oh.
I think this is going to end up with a Flash Staff immediately. Yeah. Yep. This should have, aerial dodge, aerial drain through that one. See, am I going to learn? Accidentally, I am. Because I was pushed out of range before the Flash Staff happened. So, there we go. Boss rotates to face you, starts the attack when you're mid-range, I don't know, like 2 or 3 body lengths away from it.
Is the wall what's reducing the damage?
The wall spell, which is, it's casting barrier and magic barrier at the same time.
But that's why it's saying reduced.
Yes, that's why it's saying reduced.
Cool. And
boop.
Boom.
Only 40. You get 40,000 SP. Okay, doesn't really matter.
I mean, I think
at this point, it's like, yeah. I was like, all right, now that I've done that, let me play the game. It was just like going through and one punch manning literally every encounter is kind of fun. Until the point where I was like, well, actually, I kind of want to see what these bosses do, and then I'll just like stop and kind of let them do their attacks for a little bit, and like, okay, there's some cool particle effects, and then end the fight. But then I ran into the problem of I should probably take off the damage limit break, so that the maximum is only 9,999. Because I was like, well, what if they have a cool attack that they only use when they're on low health?
Yeah.
Anyways,
Zach is excited.
it. We killed the super boss. We killed. Yeah, look at Zach is so happy. All right. That's it. We don't have a we have a Vista. The Vista will be applied during editing, I suppose.
So if you've enjoyed this and the other things we do, please consider supporting us on Patreon, most direct way. Do the YouTube stuff, liking, commenting, subscribing. It lets YouTube know to like push our videos harder or whatever algorithm. We love making this kind of stuff, and all those things make it easier. And we hope that you enjoyed this return to some old form.
Indeed. And this is it's scheduled to come out on Christmas Eve. So, Merry Christmas. Celebrating Christmas.
Oh, yeah. Merry
Holidays
Christmas.
And all that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess I need to whisper the name of the game. Crisis Core.
Tetsuya Nomura is bad at character design.
I don't hate the way that Genesis looks with the red coat. I do kind of have a problem with everything that he says out loud.
I don't think that one's Nomura, though.
And the extreme self-insert fanfiction-ness of it, of being like, well, my character's super cool, and he's, Sephiroth's really cool, and Sephiroth is a loner, except back in the day he had two best friends, and I was one of them. I was one of the best friends, and I had a weird one-wing angel thing before he did, so he was stealing it from me. I'm the cool one. We need to stop talking about the plot of Crisis Core.
I mean, we could talk about where Nomura actually did the bad writing with like Kingdom Hearts 3, or
there is strong Kingdom. Because this is the 13-year-old game originally on PSP. There is some strong Kingdom Hearts energy here for sure. I will say that I don't hate Zack. I don't hate Zack.
Oh no,
Zack is
great.
Pretty fun. I like Zack.
that is the one takeaway I had from Crisis Core was that Zack is great.
Maybe just one more. One more thing. One more thing.
Okay.
So
one more thing.
Crisis Core, it has the prequel problem of explaining things that don't need to be explained.
Mm-hmm.
By just being like, hey, you remember like this random prop from this one scene in Final Fantasy VII? Well, we got to have a side quest explaining where that came from. Where it's like, hey, remember when Eris had like a ribbon in her hair? Well, I mean, you got to show where that came from. It can't just come from nowhere.
I'm sorry, who?
It's like, where's an Eris in the case of the original Final Fantasy, which is where this is how it was localized for that game.
Oh, Earth. Yeah.
As it was in the original American movie. But there's a lot of that's just kind of like, it doesn't annoy me too much because it's not as egregious as like some other prequel properties.
Metal Gear Solid.
There's a lot of like, yeah, or even Star Wars or anything.
Oh God, yeah. Random man carrying ice cream maker gets his own action figure in book.
Yeah. Now that being said, Andor is literally the best Star Wars and one of the best TV shows. Full stop. I did not think that sentence would be true, and then I watched it, and I was like, this sentence is true, and then I forced my brother and sister-in-law to watch it, because they also were incredulous.
Why are you good?
And then I'm just like, watch this, and then they watched it, and they're like, you were right? It's like, I don't know. It's anyways.
I've seen the last 10 minutes of like most of the episodes, so I feel like I've gotten the full experience.
I mean, but that's how you ingest modern media. Even just getting the last 5 minutes of those shows, you're still getting a better experience. Anyways, I think this thus concludes the classic podcast period at the end of the episode.
That's right.
Maybe we'll bring in the old graphics and just put it in the background with some B-roll of Zack punching.
Good old
sort of yeah.
I was about to say 480p, but no,
lady.
Our graphics were always good because you made them. So.
They are, yeah. But they're also simple, so they still work. It's just it's just black and white. It's just hard 9-degree angle.
It's the strong bad solution of it's vector graphics, so it upscales infinitely. Keep it simple.
Mm-hmm. Again, it said good graphics. I wanted to make good graphics.
You do make good graphics, but
that's my Homestar references.
Oh,
good graphics. I said make good graphics. I didn't make the good graphics. I wanted to make the good graphics. I wonder if that came out before Crisis Core.
Actually, Crisis Core was 2007. When was that?
I'm not sure when that exact quote was, but it is entirely possible. You know what? An exercise for the... You know what? Just why don't you make a comment down below about that so that the algorithm does whatever. I know we already did the plug, but I'm gonna enjoy some water.
Okay. 2011, maybe?
Okay. It's not exactly the same. Not exactly.
No.
The same era, perhaps. I'm gonna stop recording.
Yeah, I should probably, yeah.